All right, it's a lovely day. Yes, that's who Chad, the urban mix. Skek Franklin featuring Uncle Donny McCocken. Where's that picture that I snapped with Donny McCocken back then in the cool test a couple of years ago? Okay, so it's Bet Compass, but it's the worship edition. A Sunday edition of Bet Compass. If you're there, I'm here. Yesterday, results were overturned. Yeah, Bayern drew, Real Madrid drew, Barcelona lost, Man City lost as I expected. I knew they were going to lose that game anyway. And which other thing again? Upset the upper card. But then Ellen Ireland is showing why Ediale's Barcelona should go and pay any money. Throw away Messi and get him. The guy can score goals. He can run. He's fast. He can score goals. He's way, way better than Mbappe. That's me saying it. Okay? Well, good morning and welcome to the Bet Compass on Elegbetetvradio TV radio. My name is Idafe Matthew Selganet, and I have with me the Bet Oracle. Yes, sometimes it doesn't go well, but doesn't mean it's not the Bet Oracle. He is the Bet Oracle. Even prophets get things wrong sometimes, because the most unpredictable thing is the force of nature, but then next to it is sports, especially in a time like this where we're dealing with COVID, where the season is not as normal as it used to be. You expect these things to happen. So, Kingsley, good morning and welcome to Sunday edition of the Bet Compass.
Yeah, good morning, Daffy. Good morning, Elegbete TV radio listeners. It was awesome even yesterday. But Man City lost the game. They couldn't even score a goal for us. I remember you had your doubts about the my Man City prediction, and also you also had your doubts about I think that Man City. Yeah, you expected Man City to lose, and they did lose. Well, it's part of the game. You win some, you lose some, but it's the season, and we roll. We walk with it. We move.
Yeah, that's true. So, what are the codes that you've got? The bet code that you've got for us today?
Yeah, we've got some bet codes. Let me read it. I think I've got 4 to 5 bet codes here. The first one would be...
Wait, Kingsley, wait. Before you come with this bet code, what will I do to have bets like you? What do I need to do?
You just need to grow them the way you grow.
Are they growing? You think I'm not trying to grow them?
Yeah, that means it's not.
See, my skin look like what they use pressing iron.
Yeah, it's God. God does not want you to have it. It's just so. God gave you something.
God, why? What I do?
God doesn't want you to have it. At least I saw your daughter's hair. Your daughter's hair is afro, it's everywhere.
Yeah. They should just put small hair for me. Let me just have small hair. I went somewhere the other day, somebody said I look like I'm 23 years old. I said, so I don't know that to it.
That's beautiful. That's the business. It makes you look young. People with, I think I made a video call this morning, and a lady outside the country was like telling me, go remove your hair, go remove your hair. Some ladies don't want it, some prefer it, some say leave it, some say it's just fashion and what it is.
Okay, let's go to code, but I want it to.
All right. So we have a BFZ. One thing I discovered too is that, I don't know, these days, I think the betting companies, they're trying to discourage sharing of codes. So at times when you give out codes, they remove 2 or 3 games out of it also. I don't know. But this one is BFZJ6T. B. Yeah.
Okay.
Number 6. Then T for teacher.
Okay. How many games is that? What's the odds on this one?
This is 167 odds, 26 games. 167 odds, 26 games.
6 games.
Yeah.
It's a big one.
26 games. You can arrange, you can edit, you can parlay, you can
You can
You
break
can
it.
remove
Yeah. You can decide to do 5-5-5 or 4-4-4 or 6-6.
Yeah, they are what you'd say sure, not sure, but at least our best bets. They are our best predictions on each games. Then we have another one, which is BG.
BG.
Yeah, BG23NK.
23NK. BG for bank guarantee.
Yeah.
Okay.
BG, bread and
NK for North Korea.
yeah, BG23NK.
How many odds?
This is 16 or 18 odds, 16 games.
18 odds.
18 odds, 16 games.
16 games. Okay, it's getting better.
Yeah. Then we have the 10 odds, 7 games.
Okay.
This one is BG2.
BG2.
77J.
77J.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me go back. You see, the other two codes that you've been putting is BG. Why is the top one BF? I thought the code for each day is the same.
Yeah, the first one was BF.
Okay, so I just want to be sure that I didn't make a mistake.
Yeah, the first one was BF because I probably made the code by 11:30, and by the time I started doing the others, it was 12 o'clock.
Okay.
So BG277J.
Okay. How many odds?
10 odds, 7 games.
Okay.
Then we took it a bit up in the next one.
Yeah.
BG2. TB9.
TB9.
Yeah. That's 17 odds.
Whoa.
15 games.
15 games. Okay.
Then there's the very short one, 1, 2, 3, 4 games. Then there's the 4 games.
Okay, what's the code?
BG 3B22.
3B22. How many odds is that?
3B22.
Yeah.
10 odds.
10
BG
odds.
3B22.
How many games? 4 games?
4 games.
Whoa.
4
games that produce 10 odds must be about draws.
Not really, just some straight wins and the audacity to give Leicester City win or draw.
You pick Leicester City win or draw in that game against Liverpool.
Yeah.
Well, Leicester is always a difficult. Let's be honest. Leicester is always a difficult customer for Liverpool. The thing is, there's going to be one VAR penalty that will just change the game. There's going to be one wrong decision that will just change the game. That's it. If not, Leicester really does know how to give Liverpool a run for their money. Leicester and Aston Villa.
Yeah. And the fact now that Leicester City, although Liverpool they got the bench, they got that depth, even though they have injuries right now, and the fact that they've also not lost they've not lost in their home turf for like 3.5 years now.
Yeah.
But Leicester City is that team that can actually go and do. They can go and break that. They can also be the one. They can pull a draw.
I think Liverpool will win that game. I don't know, but I think Liverpool will win. In my head, I think Liverpool will win.
Is your audacity to go that way? Otherwise, we have another ticket that says Leicester City to score, a way to score. And that one is
I think I prefer that one. What's the code for that one?
That one is BG3.
BG3.
GW5.
GW5.
Yeah.
How many odds?
12 odds, 8 games. 12 odds, 8 games. If you put a 10K, you get 120K.
Okay. I think I prefer that one. I think Liverpool will win. Yeah, with Vardy against that Liverpool defense, it definitely will go. But I don't think Leicester can defend that much against Sani and Co. And then now that they have Diego Jota in the kind of form that he's in, and the fact that the thing with Diego Jota is that he can create and he can score. And then the club has also found a way to play Diego Jota, Firmino, Salah, and Sadio Mane on the same game. Okay, Ben, you had Leicester.
Yeah, you're right. But it's football.
Yeah, it's football. It's football. Just the
Yeah.
same way.
So, yeah, it's. I think those are the games we have. Those are the. I believe I've called
all the codes that we have.
DQ.
Okay, so let's digress away from bet a bit and look at something. What do you think is wrong with Man City? It's not the fact that they're not playing the ball; they are keeping possession as usual, but there's just something missing since the exit of Leroy Sané. Last season, we saw them like this, like headless chicken. They'll keep possession, play. They just don't get that arrowhead sharpness anymore. And this season is the same thing repeating itself. This is their second loss of the season, and then some draws that they shouldn't. What is wrong with Man City?
Yeah, what is wrong with Man City? Almost what is wrong with Barcelona.
No. Barcelona one is a disaster. That one is worse.
The arrowhead sharpness. The fact that you need these guys to keep scoring goals. And my problem with the team was built on what was his name?
Aguero.
If Aguero is not playing, Gabriel Jesus is supposed to be scoring. If Jesus is not scoring, then the Sterling, I think Sterling dropped in his goal pushing skills. Yeah, that Sterling changed the whole lot. Sterling, the alternative goal scoring opportunities he brought to the team. Really, the fact that he wasn't taking those chances, because you cannot keep possession and you are playing against most teams that take defense as priorities. In the EPL, they don't just leave their defense. There are teams who are very, very conscious of the fact that they would protect their goal post. You are not playing teams that are all about attacking. No.
Yeah.
These people, they have the mindset of keeping their defense. So over time, you did a season where you got 100 points. You did a season where you got a lot of goals, where you were averaging 3 goals per games. These guys, they work on statistics. They've got their statistics right. They know how you create these goals. So they are going to try as much as possible to make sure these goals do not. So what you need to do for a team like Man City is to up your game, not to reduce your form. Once you reduce your form,
that is one of the things that bother me. That's what bothers me about Man City. Okay, so you're not scoring the goals. Why don't they also learn how to defend properly? Because I see their defense is always all over the place. Is there arrogance to the style of Pep Guardiola right now? Like, okay, you're not scoring, your defenders are keeping that high line. Meanwhile, they don't have the speed to recover. Do you see that as a bit of arrogance of like not realizing that, okay, we're weak in this area? Man City are practically weak on both ends. They're weak in attack, weak in defense. So why keep such a high line? You are 45 meters away from your goalkeepers as a defender. No, man.
The thing is, people, at times it always appears that these guys are, it always appears that these guys are stubborn. It happens with most coaches. People said that Sarri was stubborn in the way he used the players, usually Chelsea.
Yeah.
People feel Van Gaal was stubborn in his approach. People always feel these coaches are stubborn, but why they are stubborn is because of what they bring to the pitch, what they bring to the club. When they come with the club, they come with a philosophy. Now that philosophy was usually expensive. You usually create a lot of things to ensure that particular philosophy. Now, for instance, Man City, they have players who like to play, who will not be happy if they don't play. There are players who do not like coaches that do not allow them express themselves. Now, when you start telling them in the bench, in the dressing room that, okay, oh guys, we're going to defend now, we're going to block our post to, you start sending the wrong messages. They start feeling, am I in the right club? There are those players who like that. While there are players who are solid and they like managers who prefer them to remain solid and defensive and not expressive at the back. So, and the thing is, you spent money having these attacks, you promised, you set goals. So you keep trying and trying and trying and trying. And another thing is, what you are used to, you become good at. And the fact is, it's opportunity cost. It becomes any other thing. It becomes an opportunity cost for you and loss for you. If you start telling your team to develop the mindset of defending, they may eventually become the 1-2 goals team like we have for Atletico Madrid. Even though they scored 1 goal yesterday, even as a Barca fan, I was disgusted that they played safe, that Atletico Madrid were still playing safe, where they could go ahead and score more goals. Even as a fan,
they got 3 points. They are on 20 points now. If they go ahead and try to play well, and then they lose, that's a problem. So they decide to play safe, which is best. They have 1 game in hand. If they win that 1 game, they'll be safely at the very top of the league. So for me, do what gives you results. 10 years from now, nobody's going to remember whether you play safe or you didn't play safe. The style of play will not count. They will count the winners of the titles. And right now, as it is, Man City are not playing well at all, because you can't have 66% of possession and still end up on the losing side. Tottenham are top. Man City are somewhere very, very near relegation.
But this is something.
11
this is something from Man City. See, when you when you are losing because you have a particular problem, a unique problem, it is different from when you're losing. Like, there's something about the Super Eagles that has not sat well with me over time.
What is
the fact that the Super Eagles, it's been a very long time I have been pleased with the Super Eagles play. It's been a very long time. So even when the statistics has been okay, has been good, I understand this fact. This when you get to when it matters, you'll fall. So if you're giving me, we know Man City to have ball possession.
No, let's come back. Let's talk back to Super Eagles. Let's stay with Super Eagles. What is in the Super Eagles that doesn't please you?
What doesn't please me in the Super Eagles is ball possession. Now,
okay, so does the Super Eagles have the players that can do ball possession?
Now, if you do not have the players that can keep the ball, you should learn how to manage game management. There are other things we've seen in football. How to hold a 2 goals advantage. How to even hold a 1 goal advantage. If you are not keeping the ball, you shouldn't be losing the ball.
Okay, so now let me come in there. Most times, because we see our club football every single day, week in, week, every 3 days, we try to use our clubs as a measurement, as a ruler to measure national team. So a national team coach, in the case of the Super Eagles, for instance, does not have the luxury that a Pep Guardiola or a Zidane or a Koeman have of working with his players every day. A coach comes in, the longest a national team coach will have with his players is 5 days before a match. That's the longest. 5 days or 4 days before a match. And then in those 5 or 4 days, first day, you're welcoming your players back, checking on them, finding out how they are, getting into their psychology. The second day, you do light workout, light warm-up, and then you talk tactics. The third day, you start analyzing the opposition and explaining what they bring, what you have, the information you have, what to expect. And then, you set tactics. Then they go back again. They go back to what they are used to with their club. By the time they come back again, maybe you have the same set of players or different set of players. That's one. Secondly, I've always heard people talk this thing about game management, that game management is a product of coach. You see, when Arsenal did the unbeaten run, even Thierry Henry would take the ball. If Arsenal is leading 1-0 or 2-1 or so, remember the game against Leicester, Birmingham, Bolton Wanderers, they would take the ball to the corner flag and try to kill the game. Now, it takes a team that have played together for a very long time with plenty of experience to do that. If you look at the current Arsenal team, the only player who tries to do that is Aubameyang because of experience. Every time Saka have the ball, Saka is trying to go score, go create a goal. That's the difference between experience and inexperience. So you look at the Super Eagles carefully. Alex Iwobi, Oganakare Tebo, Chukwueze, Osimhen. These are young players who naturally their brain tells them go for goal, keep going for goal, go forward, go forward. It is not even the going forward that is the problem with the Super Eagles. It is, like you said, the retainment of possession. So there is a lot of factors to that. One, players who have not really come together and understand each other's game. At 4-4 in Benin, at 4-4, the Super Eagles had the biggest chance of the game to make it 5-4. Kelechi Iheanacho had drifted wide, came into the middle, did some good 1-2, and then the ball got to Alex Iwobi. He was running in the right direction towards goal. What did Alex Iwobi do? He played the ball behind him to play him wide. So those are the things that sometimes you can't blame a coach for. These things needs to happen over and over.
I'm not blaming. No, I've not blamed the coach.
Okay. No, I'm just saying the way people blame coaches. So these are some of the things you look at.
No, I'm not even blaming the coach. Okay. I'm not blaming the coach. What I'm saying is,
I like it from your end. So at the end of the day, these are some of the things that needs to happen over and over again for them to go well. Now, if you look at the Nigerian Super Eagles, we've won 3 African Nations Cup. Of the 3 times we won the African Nations Cup and the 2 times we really did well at the World Cup in '94 and in 2014, there's one constant thing. We've had a domestic league that puts a bit of a pseudo competition between the players in Europe and the players, in Nigeria. This is a time where we don't have a league. In the last 4 years, we've not had a league. Last time Nigeria had a league that was, good and strong was in 2016 when Enugu Rangers won the league. In the other 4 years that have followed since that time, we've had 2 seasons abruptly ended. One in 2018 out of our own stupidity. The other one was this year due to COVID. You can't blame anybody on that one. In between, we've also have a not so good league season. So I still believe that if we come back again to having a league that is running, no matter how amateur or how semi-professional it is, where the coach can come. I spoke to Gonatro. Gonatro said something to me. He said, listen, the players I have right now, even if I don't like them, I do not have the powers to tell them that I don't like them. I can only tell them that you need to improve this area, you need to improve this area. You know why? If I tell Alex Iwobi I don't like you right now, name one person in football, one Nigerian footballer abroad that can play in his position. And I was unable to. Name one other number 10 that can play in Alex Iwobi's position. No. Oganakare Tebo is not a midfielder. But because lack of availability of players, we're playing Oganakare Tebo as a midfielder. He's a support striker. Wilfred is out injured. Nobody knows when he's going to come. So all of this handicap, don't forget that even some of the biggest teams in the world, look as good as Man City. Just because maybe Aguero is not in the form that he used to be, he's timing out. Look at how bad City are playing. Arsenal does not have just one creative midfielder in their team. Look at how terrible they look. But Manchester United have everybody, but somehow something is just missing. Look at how terrible they play. So sometimes it all comes down to that ability of the coach to have an assemblage of the right kind of players at the same time. And then, players are very funny element too. Once you know that there's no competition for your place, you hardly raise your game. Alex Iwobi knows that if you have a bad game, he will still come back, he will still wear the jersey. So why should he bother himself? So those are some of the things that we need to change with the Eagles. But it will only happen if our domestic league is good. Until that league is good, bros, nothing will happen.
Yeah, you know my take when it comes to domestic league. I've always said it. Domestic league is one thing we should get right. It's even not negotiable. We are as strong as because it's natural. The league should improve the national team. It is the EPL league improves the three lions. The Spanish league improves the Spaniard team. Everywhere you go, it's the league that strengthens. It's part of the fact that you see strong leagues, they usually produce strong national team. So if Nigeria is like this, we understand why. We know why. But the truth is, we also need to start having this concept. We need to start developing this concept. We may not get there now, but we need to start having original thoughts. We must not play we must not set up a team to play possessive football if we do not have the materials. We must not play the regular first nine. You see these things, the tiki-taka, those things may not work for us because we are Africans. There's a way we are. Even the way they use us, even the way they use
that is also the problem. You know why? Because we now have majority of our players that started their football education from Europe. So even if you can't teach Alex Iwobi to play the African football. He doesn't even understand what African football is. He's more of a British guy. He's the old-fashioned British person, like he can follow kind of footballer. Or Truce Ekong, or Leon Balogun, or let's name them Desas, Joe Aribo. All these are abroad-based footballers whose football street. Their first football orientation was from Europe. We don't have all the time to talk about it anyway because time is really gone. But the truth is, Ediale, it all comes down to our league. The day we wake up, that's why when I see our sports ministers playing to the gallery, the needful needs to be done. I just look at how, stupid we can be as a people. We need to wake up and realize that, look, to fix football in Nigeria, it's not gonna throw or no gonna throw. Let's have a very good league. If our league is vibrant, if our league is vibrant, the national team will come good as well. Well, guys, thank you very much for listening to the show. And Kingsley Ediale, thank you once again for giving us very good codes and all that. And then we took the show, and add another dimension to it today. Thank you very much for everything you've done. Any last word before we go, please?
Thank you. It's
all right.
Really nice time here.
All right, this is how we come to the end of the show, guys. Don't forget, it is www.elegbetetvradio to listen to us. Follow us across all social media at Elegbetetvradio. Ediale Kingsley is Ediale right. Right, thank you very much, my bro.